So here we go. And as the captain, Derek Jeter, steps up to the plate, stepping up to the microphone is the voice of the New York Yankees. Here is John Sterling.
Well, Susan, I thank you. Once again, good evening, everyone. I always believe the Yankees hit Santana very well, and I don't know what the record is, but I wrote down on the matchup sheet what the Yankees are individually against Santana. And Jeter, Gradison, A-Rod, Cano, and Chavez all have really good numbers and have hit a lot of home runs. Of course, that's all in the past. The Yankees, boy, do they need a win, and it would be a great win for them. They would fly to Detroit, one game out, and have tomorrow off. And Derek Jeter hits a ground ball to the right side, fielded by Kendrick. He throws to first, one away.
Well, the lifetime record of Santana against the Yankees, he's 5-6 with a 5.70 ERA.
You know, when you look at that, Susan, let's say that's his ERA and that's what he gives up tonight, 6 runs. Now, how will the Yankee pitching be? Because Nova has not been great in a lot of his starts. Jeter hit a ground ball to the right side and to the right spot. It was open, but not hit hard enough to go through, so Kendrick made the play. Derek was at .338, 5 homers, 18 RBIs. Now here's Curtis Granderson at .254, 15 homers, 26 RBIs, and there's a strike. Granderson 9 for 37, but with 4 home runs against Santana. The 0-1 swung on and drilled to the gap in left center field. That is a base hit. It'll go all the way to the wall. Granderson goes to second. The ball was bobbled by Borges, but he regains and throws in. So Granderson stops at second with a line drive double in the gap in left center field.
Now, the first thing you got to notice, John, if you notice that they're jumping on the first pitch, and they're going early in the count because that's when he obviously is going to throw his fastballs. And that was a fastball away in first or second pitch for both these first 2 batters.
Now here's A-Rod. Alex at .287, 7 homers, 19 RBIs. He's 12 for 34 against Santana with 4 home runs. So if I was Jeter, Granderson, I didn't give you Jeter's numbers, but they're good. And A-Rod, well, I'd be very confident in the batter's box. Now Granderson leads off second with 1 out. And the pitch is up high in the count 1-0. That, by the way, was 95. He can turn it loose. Granderson, one of the very fast Yankees, leading off second. Base hit to the outfield scores him. Kendrick trying to hold him close. And the pitch, A-Rod takes inside, 2-0. All second basemen play A-Rod to hit up the middle. And so Kendrick is over there normally, so he can keep Granderson close. Kendrick is about 3 steps on the first base side of second. The outfield very deep. Borges plays a very deep center field, and he's pulled over toward left center. And Santana will deal 2-0 to Alex. And now he takes too long, and A-Rod backs out.
And Santana was just staring at Granderson, standing off second base.
You know, the only guy who steals on the Yankees, now that Gardner's out, is A-Rod. He's 6 out of 6. And they don't run very much. The pitch is a strike in the count 2-1. Susan, you know, we'll have a scoreboard in the second inning. But Tampa Bay lost again as the White Sox beat them 4-3. And Baltimore lost again. Toronto beat the Birds 4-1. I would expect a few days from now, Susan, that every team in the East will have the same record. Throw to second base. Kendrick caught the ball way off the base, and Granderson got back.
Well, Kendrick was just standing there. He's got a little smile on his face. He had no idea what he was supposed to do. He was nowhere near the bag. So good thing he caught that. I think you're right, John. I think you're right.
Now be a 2-1 to A-Rod. Granderson off second pitch. Inside fastball. And the count 3-1. Thus far, Santana throwing in, trying to keep A-Rod from extending the arms. So it'll be a 3-1. There's a score that you won't believe tonight. I don't know if I should give it. Let Susan, I guess a tease, I guess, have Susan give it to you. Unbelievable score you couldn't predict.
And they're not done.
They're
only in the 6th inning.
There's a breaking ball strike in the count 3-2. I think that's Santana's best pitch, the slider. So the count 3-2.
You know, the White Sox won today again. They've now won 8 in a row.
Yeah, they're in first place. And guess what? Our buddy Robin Ventura is doing a terrific job. They've made a lot of changes. It'll be a 3-2 to Alex. And Santana bluffs toward second. And they've integrated a couple of new players and players who were having really poor years last year. Adam Dunn, Alex Rios are having very good years. And Paul Konerko is having his best year. So they must be tough. The Yankees haven't seen them yet. It'll be a payoff. Swung on and popped foul. First base side. Pujols going toward the stands. Runs out of room. Few rows back. So the count holds 3-2. I'm laughing. I looked up at the board, and which everyone does on every pitch. And it had ball 3, strike 3. And they changed it.
Yeah.
Now Santana set and deals. A breaking ball struck him out. He ruled that he went, I think. I don't think it was a strike. Laz Diaz called out Alex, and Alex is saying, go to first base. Ask Mike Everett, and Alex is really giving it to Laz Diaz. You can understand it. The Yankees have great problems here. They'd like to take the lead, and they never seem to get a break. You know, whether it's Borges and Ibar and Trout making sensational catches.
You know, usually we say it's in the eye of a beholder. I'm with Alex on this one.
Right.
He did not go. He really didn't go.
And that's why he was called out. It was a slider down and away. Well, here's Cano. And Robbie swings and pops it foul third base side. Cano 11 for 34. No, one at bat worse than 333. And 4 home runs. Think of all the home runs they've hit in the amount of at bats. But you know, those are yesterday's stats. And today, obviously, a different day.
You know, they were just showing what Alex was saying with Laz Diaz. Really never got angry, was very calm, never raised, you could tell he wasn't raising his voice. Just asked him, he was almost pleading with him to ask Mike Everett down at first base, and Diaz must have said, I don't have to, I saw it.
That'll be an 0-1 to Cano. And the pitch is low, and the count 1-1. Grant is in at second with 2 men out, no score, top of the first.
And you can't argue with that. If the home plate umpire says, I'm sure, he's, you know, you can't say, ask the other guy, because he's not going to override him if he says, I'm sure. They should, but they don't.
Ask Jim Leland.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the 1-1, way inside. And a hard slider down and in, cutting in toward Cano, and the count 2-1. Borges plays everyone deep. He is deep, and he is about 7-8 steps over in left center for Robbie, and big hole in right center. Grant's off second with his double, and Santana checks him and now deals. Swung on and grounded foul outside of first. So the count 2-2.
This game is brought to you by your Tri-State Ford dealer, home of the best-selling brand in America. Stop by for a great deal on a new Ford car, truck, SUV, or crossover. Get your Tri-State Ford dealer today.
Well, the count all even on Robbie. With Mark Teixeira on deck. Grandison off second, and the pitch is cut on a miss. Oh, the Yankees get a double and don't move them. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And now the end of a half, Yankees nothing, Angels coming to bat on the Yanks radio network driven by Jeep.
And now Geico presents 30 Seconds with Maxwell the Pig.
and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Cellino and Barnes, named by U.S. News and World Report as a first-tier best lawyers, best law firm for personal injury. Injured? Call Cellino and Barnes at 800-621-2020. Offices in Manhattan and Long Island.
Now to the bottom of the first, and here's Mike Trout. One thing I'd like to mention, you heard Mike Scioscia on with Susan mention this, you hear it all the time, that the great energy that Mike Trout, this 20-year-old right-hand hitter with power and speed, has given the Angels. But the energy and all wouldn't occur if he wasn't a good player. You know, you run around but never get a hit. That's not the same thing. Here is Nova dealing to Trout, and the breaking ball is a strike. Trout is at 304, 5 homers and 14 RBIs. Didn't start the year with the Angels. Pitch is low, but he's going to finish the year with the Angels, I'll tell you that.
And many more.
Time Warner Cable. Enjoy all the things you love better: TV, internet, and home phone. And Time Warner Cable, that pitch came in at 94 miles an hour. Nova's 1-1. It hit him. It hit him up on the shoulder. He went down. The ball was up and in. And I think Trout got clipped, I would say, on the shoulder. Susan will look at the replay and tell you exactly where he got hit.
He got hit right on the outside part of the shoulder. John's absolutely right. More to mid-bicep. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. That hurts.
Trout has stolen 8 out of 10. You know the thing, 5-tool player. He is a 5-tool player. And look at the success he's having at 20. Here's the third baseman tonight, Alberto Callaspo. He's at 231, 2 homers and 15 RBIs. Throw over, and he's only 200 as a left-hand hitter. Oddly, you know, Mike Scioscia told Susan, well, we finally started to hit. We didn't hit. Callaspo and Ibar really haven't hit, and they're 2 good hitters. But their big hitters are hitting. Trout leads. And Nova holding the set at the belt now deals, and the pitch is low. Nova 5-2, but he hasn't pitched that well. His ERA is 5.46. 9 games and starts, 56 innings, 71 hits. A lot of hits, 15 more than innings pitched. He's walked 17, pretty good, about 3 per 9. He has struck out 56, a little better than a 3-to-1 ratio. There's the 1-0 to Callaspo, and there's a strike. However, his bugaboo has been the home run ball. He's given up 12 home runs. 12 home runs in 56 innings is about 1 every 4.5 innings. Santana actually has given up more. We'll give you his stats when we roll around to the second inning. And it'll be a 1-1 to Callaspo. There goes Trout. Pitch is grounded to the open hole. It's a base hit left field. So Trout goes to third. Granderson fields in left center and throws in. An absolutely perfect out of a clinic hit and run. Trout ran. Jeter covered. Callaspo hit a ground ball through the open shortstop hole. First and third, no one out.
And that's what a Callaspo and an Ibar are going to have to do, and they are going to do, because their big guys have started to hit. Pujols, Morales, Trumbo, Kendrick, and Hunter when he's in there, and you got Trout there. So if Callaspo and Ibar do those kinds of things, move runners, hit and run, all those kinds of things, they're going to score a lot of runs.
So Trout gets hit by a pitch. This is why the Yankees can't win here. I can't explain it. No one can explain it. So he gets hit by a pitch, and Callaspo hits a routine ground ball, but to an open area. First and third, no one out. Here is Pujols. Nova holds the set and deals, and the pitch outside. Pujols hitting now at 238 with 8 homers and 28 RBIs.
Last 6 games, hitting .417, 4 homers, 8 RBIs.
I love what Scioscia told Susan. Runners lead first and third, no one out. And there'll be a 1-0 to Pujols. And the pitch low. She asked him, well, were you worried about Pujols? If we have to worry about Pujols hitting, we're in a lot of trouble. So he has started, and he probably will not stop all year. He is in the history of the game, one of the great right-hand hitters of all time. There'll be a 2-0 to Pujols. And the pitch is foul. First base out of play. And the count 2-1. You know, that's an old line in baseball. Why didn't Pujols hit at the beginning of the year? Well, if I knew, I would change it, and it's really true.
There are a couple of things that Mike Scioscia said to me about Pujols, the reasons that are very interesting. You know, the different pitchers, but he said different backgrounds that he's never seen before and where the pitches come in. There are a lot of little things when you change leagues.
That'll be a 2-1 to Pujols. And that pitch low. A throw to third, not in time. So the count 3-1. Nova is one bad pitch away from loading the bases with no one out. I think in some ways, Susan, this is a different Angel team. Because if you look at the middle of the order, Pujols, Morales, and Trumbo, that's a very powerful middle of the order. Going to hit a lot of home runs. The 3-1 is low, so they're loaded up with no one out.
And that's something, John, they haven't had. You know, think about the team that beat the Yankees even in 2002. You know, who are the big players on that team? You remember Eckstein. I remember Adam Kennedy killing this team. They didn't have Benji Molina hit home runs. They didn't have a middle of the order like this.
Garrett Anderson, no, absolutely.
Garrett Anderson, did he ever make an out against the Yankees?
I
don't think so.
Here's Morales, a switch hitter batting left. He's at .294, 4 homers, 17 RBIs. The Yankees have the infield back looking for 2. They'll gladly give him a run for a double play. And the pitch, a half swing and a breaking ball. Did he go? No. That will really annoy the Yankees. They checked the third base umpire, Tim Welke. He said no swing. I don't know if he had a swing, but that was the swing that Alex got called out on, and the Yankees would have had 2 on and 1 out. But what are you going to do? It'll be a 1-0 to Morales. The pitch, grounded foul at home plate, and the count 1-1.
Morales, they're still being very careful with Morales and that ankle, that broken ankle that was just a terrible break for him. He's up to .294. Isn't hitting as many home runs as he will. He hasn't played in a very long time.
Couple of years
is right.
And if people don't remember, we'll tell you right after this pitch. Bases loaded, no one out. It'll be 1-1. Way high. Overthrew, and the count 2-1. And now Robbie Cano comes in to talk to Nova, try to settle him down. Kendrys Morales hit a walk-off home run. And he ran around the bases, and the Angels poured out of the dugout to surround home plate. And Morales jumped high in the air, came down and broke his ankle. And missed not 1 year. Let's say it happened in May or June. He missed all of that year, and then he missed all of last year.
Didn't heal right, got infected. Just a terrible. And you can't believe that someone could be that injured doing what he did.
The 2-1 swung on and hit in the air, foul down the left field line. And so Nova gets even 2-2.
Who was the pitcher that was just put on the DL? He went to get a sock under the bed, and his wife moved the suitcase off the bed and broke his wrist.
Right. I didn't know he broke his wrist. I thought he just hurt his hand.
No, he broke his wrist.
There'll be a 2-2. Struck him out swinging on a breaking ball. So there's a very big first out, because now if you get the ground ball, you ostensibly could turn 2 and get out of the inning. Well, I wish I could think of the pitcher. I had it on the Diamond.
We talked about it yesterday.
I can't think of it. Well, here is Mark Trumbo. And Mark Trumbo, in his second year, last year was a very good year as a rookie. This year, off the charts. Hitting at .338, 9 homers, 23 RBIs, and he's 4 for 8 with a home run off Nova. Now the Yankees play the infield back, looking for 2 to get out of the inning without a run. Trout at third, Callaspo at second, and Pujols at first pitch. There's a fastball outside, just off the corner. See, I don't know if you believe the gun, the board. Now, that was at 97. Can Nova throw that hard?
A little fast, maybe. Ate his Wheaties today, if he is.
There'll be a 1-0. Swung on a high fly to right, mid-right. Swisher coming in, makes the catch. Here comes the throw home. It is going to be cut off. Scoring is Trout. The runners, though, moved up. It was a high throw. It went over the cutoff men. And so the runners both tagged and went to second and third. Well, Swisher thought he had a chance. So a runner's in. It's a sac fly. Give Trumbo an RBI. And the Angels have a 1-0 lead.
And also with Trout followed by, and also Borges, they can play that kind of game. There was no way that Trout was going to be out. I don't care how he threw, and if he threw a bullet in there, he's that fast.
Well, that's true. You have to look at who's running.
Right.
And Trout. The pitch to Kendrick. Swung on a high fly to right. Swisher is back, and he makes the catch. And you know what? Nova did one heck of a job. Bases loaded, no one out, and he got out of the inning with only 1 run. So that's pretty darn good. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 left. And now at the end of 1 inning of play, it's 1-0 Angels on the Yanks radio network, driven by Jeep.
After 27 World Series titles, the New York Yankees wouldn't have just any car company be the team's official luxury vehicle. Audi is the fastest-growing German luxury car brand, has received more 2012 IIHS top safety picks than BMW and Lexus. And with cars like the sporty Audi A4, it's no wonder why. Audi, truth in engineering. Experience the Audi A4 at your new...
Mark Teixeira takes a change high in the count 1-0. We begin the top of the second. 1-0 Angels, overshift on, and the fastball's outside. Teixeira up to 263, 9 homers and 30 RBIs. I'll give you Santana's numbers, and that pitch off the outside corner. And the count 3-0. Santana is 2-6. Pitch a strike with an ERA of 4.45. But one thing about his 2-6, he got shut out 5 times this year already. The pitch, strike at the knees on the inside. Now the count 3-2. Is that amazing?
It is amazing. And Herron had no run support, and he had no run support. No wonder they lost games.
Now it'll be a 3-2 to Teixeira. Pitch. Swung on and grounded wide of first. Pujols fields, flips to Santana. And there's one away. Good comeback. He was behind 3-0. Came back and got him. So there's one away. Today's game presented by your local tri-state area Audi dealers. And the new 2012 Audi A6. Audi, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Yankees.
And we were reminded it was a catcher for Milwaukee, Jonathan Lucroy, who broke his wrist, hand, dropping a suitcase on it. We've gotten calls from everywhere, including from downstairs. Now, how does someone in California downstairs hear this radio broadcast and call you?
They do. Here is Ibanez. And there is a strike. Well, Santana, 10 games in start, 65 innings, 59 hits, so 6 less hits than innings pitched. He's walked 27, about 3 per 9. Struck out 48. The 0-1. Line hard, there's a base hit to right field. Ibanez hit a shot between Pujols and Kendrick. Raul, before the hit, was at 261, 9 homers and 28 RBIs. And here is Swisher. And the bet noir for Santana is the same one that hits Nova. He has given up 13 home runs in 65 innings, or 1 every 5 innings. Now, Swisher, who had one of the toughest nights a player's ever had last night, he hit the ball hard every time, and every time someone on the Angels was making a heck of a catch. And the pitch is a slider low. Mike Trout stole a home run from Swisher. I saw that replay a few more times. I think the ball was really going out.
I think it was. I told Swisher it was out. It was either going to go on that ledge, and it would have bounced over because it would have been on the edge of the ledge.
There's the 1-0. Caught on him, missed on a high fastball. And then he ripped one to the right center field wall, and Borges made a tremendous running catch. And later in the game, with men on, he hit one deep, and it was caught on the track. So he did not have the luckiest evening last night.
You heard Sosha say maybe he should put down a couple of bunts.
The 1-1. Swung on line, same spot. Right field, base hit. Rounding second, going to third is Ibanez, and the throw is not in time, and it bounces away, but it's backed up by Santana. You know, when you see pitches back up third and home, that's why. Though Santana backed it up, Ibanez, who is certainly not a speedster, decided to take a chance. And the Yankees have to, and now first and third. Now here's the rally moment of the game, sponsored by Rally BMW, located at 1 Brush Hollow Road in Westbury, or online at rallybmw.com. BMW makes the cars, Rally makes the difference. Oh, first and third, one out. Here is Chavez. Let's see if the Yankees can get the run in. Chavez, 268. 3 homers and 6 RBIs. Been up around 70 times. And the pitch there is a strike. Chavez, good numbers off Santana, 11 for 31, so a couple of at-bats better than 333. Yankees would love a fly ball. Here's the 0-1. Foul back in the count 0-2. It also could be that the Yankees have decided to run on Trumbo and test his arm. Maybe if Torrey Hunter was out there, he wouldn't have run.
You know, I thought that throw, I don't know what they were saying on the Angels. They had a close-up of Trumbo, and that was an amazing throw. I think Callaspo should have handled that because the ball was there before Ibanez got to third.
The 0-2 is a slider down and in the count 1-2. Now, I thought it was a strong throw, too.
I thought it was a great throw, and Callaspo couldn't handle it.
I was very surprised that Ibanez turned second, but maybe that is a bit of... Hey, you have to make him throw the ball and get out.
Well, I think they're going to try and be a little more aggressive. He never turned to look at where the ball was, so he just kept going. I think he was going all the way.
There's the 1-2, and it is a ground ball foul off first. McKellar made the play. Nice play. Susan has her first scoreboard in the bottom of the inning. The pitch to Chavez, way high inside, and the count 2-2. But let me tease you this way. Texas has scored 5 runs, and you know what? It doesn't mean a thing, but not a thing.
And they just scored those 5 runs, I think, in the 7th inning, because it wasn't that a minute ago.
The runners lead first and third, 1 out. It'll be a 2-2 to Chavez. Breaking ball low, and the count 3-2.
Although if there is any team in baseball that can come back, it would be the Texas Rangers.
So Socha gives the signs. He gives the normal signs, you know, touching nose, chin, cheek, ear. He gives all those signs, and then he pumps up 3 numbers. He'll pump up a 4, a 1, and a 5 for everyone to see. I have no idea what it means. I guess he's calling pitches. But here comes the payoff. Let's see if Swisher is off. First and third, 1 man out, top of the second. 1-0 Angels, and Santana pulls at Jeff Nelson. Bluffs toward third, fakes toward first. Nothing going on.
And they're all going to have to learn a new move next year. No more third first. That'll be a balk next year.
Now Santana backs off the rubber. In fact, walks in back of the mound. And Bobby Wilson, the catcher, trots out to talk to him.
Follow the Yankees with the MLB.com @BAT12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows mobile device. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit Yankees.com for details.
Now the right-hander is set. It'll be a payoff. Swung on and grounded to first. Pujols goes to short, 1 on the first, double play. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left. And now at the end of an inning and a half, it's 1-0 Angels on the Yanks radio network, driven by Jeep.
Baseball.
6 NY quits. Obviously Swisher was not going, and it resulted in a 3-6-3 DP. Here is Eric Ibar, switch hitter batting left, and he tries to tap one past A-Rod. A-Rod fields and throws in time, 1 away. The old Tony Fernandez play. He choked up and just kind of, as Casey Stengel would say, butcher boy the ball. He wanted a ground ball past A-Rod, who was in, but instead it went right to A-Rod.
Scoreboard update is sponsored by your Mercedes-Benz. Kansas City beat Cleveland 6-3. Bruce Chen got a win. Jeanmar Gomez took the loss. Twins beat Oakland 4-0. Josh Willingham did hit his 10th homer. Francisco Liriano gets the win. Tyson Ross takes the loss.
Now, 108. Here's a right-hand hitter, Peter Borges. And Nova deals fastball inside. Ibar was at 222, no homers and 11 RBIs. A much better hitter than that. Borges at 209, a homer, 9 RBIs. And there's a strike. The Angel bottom third is very weak. Those are the hitters that Nova has to get out and then battle against the other 6. There'll be a 1-1 to Borges. And the fastball low, 2-1.
White Sox beat Tampa Bay 4-3. Nate Jones goes to 3-0. Alex Cobb takes the loss. He's 2-1. 2 homers for Tampa in the loss. Carlos Pena, his 8th. Luke Scott, his 9th. Toronto beat Baltimore 4-1. Brandon Morrow gets the win. Jason Hamill takes the loss.
The 2-1. Swung on a high chopper to short. Jeter fields and fires. Got him. That's a tough play. Jeter had to throw his best fastball. Borges is very quick. So they're a 2-way.
Boston beat Detroit 6-4. Matt Albers gets the win in relief. Octavio Dotel takes the loss in relief. David Ortiz hit his 12th. Will Middlebrooks his 6th. Kevin Youkilis his 4th. And the game we were talking about, when we started this game, the score was 17-0. Seattle over Texas. Texas scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th. Derek Holland out after an inning and 2/3.
A pitch inside to the catcher Bobby Wilson, who's at 174, no homers and an RBI.
So it is 17-5 Seattle over Texas. In the bottom of the 7th, Dustin Ackley, Jesus Montero.
And Wilson cracks one to deep left. Back goes Abanez to make a running catch on the warning track. That tells you anyone's dangerous. Susan will finish the score. She has the whole National League to give you. So she'll do that in the 3rd. Angels down 1-2-3. At the end of 2, it's 1-0 Yanks on the 1-0 Angels on the Yanks radio network, driven by Jeep.
In 5-3. Josh Johnson with the win. Chim-Ming Wong goes to 1-1 with the loss.
Now here's Martin, and the pitch a little high, 1-0. Russell hitting a little bit better, is up to 190. I know that sounds odd to say. 4 homers, 12 RBIs. He swings and misses, and the count 1-1.
Atlanta beats St. Louis 10-7. At Citi Field, the Phillies got 6 runs in the top of the 9th inning. Mets came back with 3, but Philly beat the Mets 10-6.
1-1 is inside, the count 2-1.
Wigington, Ruiz, and Rollins hit homers for the Phillies. Lucas Duda hit 2, number 6 and 7. In Colorado, Colorado's leading Houston 6-5. They're in the top of the 6th.
Now, the right-hander's 2-1. Up high fastball, 3-1.
Dodgers leading Milwaukee 1-0, bottom of the 1st. They go into the 2nd. Matt Kemp, it looks like, has re-injured that hamstring, came out of the game. Tony Gwynn is now in center field.
Pitch is grounded foul outside of 3rd. So the count 3-2 on Martin, leading off the top of the 3rd, 1-0 Angels.
And Arizona and San Francisco, no score, top of the 2nd. Ian Kennedy and Tim Lincecum, neither one of them have a winning record. Kennedy's 3-5, Lincecum's 2-5.
Pitch is grounded, again foul, outside of 3rd. Well, with those scores, some of the streaks. Baltimore's lost 5 in a row. The White Sox have won 8 in a row. And the Angels have won 8 in a row. And Oakland's lost 8 in a row. Pitch swung on and again grounded foul off 3rd. You know, Santana seems to have the ability to throw strikes when he needs to. He keeps falling behind, but he doesn't seem to walk anyone. He seems to throw strikes. That, of course, all in the American League. Check the National for you in a moment. Martin leading off, trying to get on and start something. The payoff is low, ball 4. So Martin, after fouling off 3 3-2s, walks, No one wants to walk the leadoff hitter in an inning, and you certainly don't want to walk a right-hand hitter who's hitting 190. Well, here's Jeter, who grounded out his first time. Right-hander Nova is set and deals low. I didn't give you this in the first inning. Jeter is 17 for 41 with 3 home runs against Santana. That'll be a 1-0. And a throw over to check on Martin. Seattle is a notoriously poor hitting team. Doesn't score a lot of runs. 1-0. Swung on, foul down the right field line. And pretty deep and out of play. Got 1-1. And that's why you can't figure baseball. They're in Texas. Are they going to sweep the series? Not sure. But they have 17 runs in. How does that happen? But in baseball, every game is different. As they say, like snowflakes. That'll be a 1-1 to Jeter. Martin leads off first. Santana holds the set high and deals, and the pitch is inside. And the count 2-1.
No, Texas lost yesterday, but must have won the day before. As I just said, they lost one. Oakland's lost now 7 in a row. A lot of streaks.
You know, I thought Atlanta broke their streak. They broke it yesterday. I think they had lost 8 in a row.
And they're 2-8 in their last 10. They won yesterday.
Martin goes, pitches fouled away. The Yankees play hit and run. And the irony, because you can't count on this, the irony was Martin had that base stolen. He had an unbelievable jump.
You know, also, Georgia already doesn't put on a lot of hit and runs, so you know, you're not ready for it. They know how many hit and runs the opposing manager puts on. It's all in their scouting reports.
Well, the count was 2-1. When you're ahead on the count, you can do things like that. That'll be a 2-2. Santana holds the set, and time is called. He holds it too long. So the batter, you know, it's like, you know, standing over a putt too long or standing at the foul line too long. So Jeter asked for time and received it. Martin leads. The 2-2 is low through a breaking ball, and it was blocked by Wilson. So the count full 3-2. I would think they would run because Martin really has good speed. And you're hoping that Jeter makes contact, and if he hits a ground ball, you stay out of the double play.
That right side of the infield open. Jeter likes to hit over there.
That'll be a 3-2. We'll check out Martin for you. And Santana throws over. Now Jeter stepped out of the box. Early in the game, it's a big pitch. Ball 4. There are 2 on and no one out. There goes Martin. Pitch. Hit on the ground. Hit and run. Base hit through the shortstop hole. Martin goes to third. Oh, Jeter did it brilliantly. They had the shortstop covering Ibar, and darned if the captain didn't hit the ball from the spot where Ibar had been in. There must be a better way to say that, but I think you probably dig what I'm saying. So first and third, no one out. Yankees don't score here. You just have a shrug and say, not meant to be. Now he's at first and third, no one out. But the hitters are Granderson, A-Rod, and Cano.
Before the game, John, when I was talking with Mike Socha, a lot of the California writers were, just talking about Jeter and could he get 4,000 hits. And it was going back and forth, and Mike Socha said if he wants to get 4,000 hits, he will.
Well, if he's healthy and plays long enough, he got a chance. Pitch to Grandison, a breaking ball strike. Curtis ripped a double to the gap in left center. The left fielder, Mike Trout, plays over in left center. There is about a good half mile between Trout and the left field line. Runners lead first and third, no one out. And the 0-1 breaking ball in the dirt, the count 1-1.
Not a bad thing if the manager uses more hit and runs to get this team going. Something's got to jumpstart this team.
The Yanks already have 4 hits and a walk in the game, so you'd say they're getting good swings off Santana. But they don't pay off on hits. They pay off on runs. And there's the 1-1. Strike, fastball inside corner, 1-2.
And keep putting all these stats up. 6 for 25 in this series with runners in scoring position. Those numbers are going to continue to be flashed on the screens until the Yankees start driving in runs with men on base, and particularly with the bases loaded where they've been very futile.
It'll be a 1-2, and Santana steps off and then bluffs toward first. Now the right-hander is set, and the pitch is in the dirt, blocked beautifully by Wilson. Cheetah thought of going, then decided, I better not. Wilson made a very nice play. He blocked it, and the ball rolled a little bit up the third baseline, but he kept it in front of him. Now the count 2-2 on Grandison.
Wilson, one of those defensive catchers that Mike Socha likes so much.
Now the right-hander is set, and the 2-2. Jeter goes, pitch is taken. The throw to second base is not in time. Jeter swipes his 4th base in 5 attempts. Leads the Yankees because Brett Gardner's been injured so long, but A-Rod is 6 out of 6. He leads the Yanks in steals. Well, the Yanks now have second and third and no one out. There can't be any double play. Well, line drive, I guess. For Grandison, A-Rod and Cano. And the Grandy man has the count of 3-2. The pitch swung on and popped foul. Third base side out of play. It was an off-speed pitch. And Grandison had a double clutch, but he made contact. Martin at third, Jeter at second. They both run very well. And no one out in the third. The Angels have a 1-0 lead.
And that base was stolen on Santana, not on Wilson. Jeter was halfway to second by the time the ball was released.
The payoff is swung on, hit high in the air to deep right center field. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. Over the high scoreboard wall, about 2 rows deep. Curtis, you're something sort of grandish. The Grandy man can. No, the Grandy man. He hits a 3-run home run, and the Yankees take a 3-1 lead.
Well, that's the way to get those numbers stopped. And runners in scoring position, bases loaded, all those kinds of numbers. Just start hitting. Let's take a look at this pitch. Oh, it was high. It was belt-tied right down the middle.
Now here's A-Rod. And the pitch, strike, slider strike, and the count 0-1. For Grandison, his 16th home run. He has 29 RBIs. There's the 0-1. Cut on and missed. They have a high scoreboard wall that runs from a little bit off the right field line away out to right center. And you have to hit it far. You got to get it over that wall, and that ball went over the wall by a couple of rows.
Not even Borges could jump over that wall.
The 0-2. Fouled away.
I mean, that ball's 25 feet high or something, right?
I want him on my team rebounding. The wall is probably 25 feet high. There'll be an 0-2 to Alex. Now the Yankees take a 3-1 lead. We'll tell you about the RBIs in a moment. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball low. Grandison has 29. Ibanez has 28. Teixeira has 30. And Swisher has 21. So they have 4 guys who have RBIs that I guess would be on the pace for 100 RBIs. And there's the 1-2. A breaking ball low on the count 2-2. This is the 50th game. And 3 times that. And then they have 12 more games to play. About that. Of course, that is one of the dumbest statements in the world. He's on a pace, There's the 2-2. Low 3-2. They can make Santana throw a lot of pitches. It's like a guy hits 2 home runs on opening day. Well, at the pace, he hit 324 home runs. So it'll be a payoff to Alex. And the right-hander deals it. Side, almost hit him. So A-Rod tosses the bat away. He heads toward first. Santana has thrown 61 pitches, and there is no one out in the 3rd inning.
And here comes pitching coach Mike Butcher on the run. There's a lot of that around the league. Pitching coaches on the run.
Susan, you did the scores, and you can look at the scoreboard. There are a lot of big items. Seattle has 18 runs.
Right.
Atlanta had 10. The Phillies had 10. Colorado had 12. So some runs being scored in baseball tonight.
And Seattle seeing that it was 17-0 for a while. Then it was 17-5. Then 17-6. And then 17-7. So Seattle, I guess, thinking that maybe they're going to lose, scored another run just to make sure. So it's 18-7. They're still in the 8th inning. I mean, not even the Rangers can make up this kind of deficit, can
and
they?
You have to admit,
sure they could.
You never figured that Seattle could score 18 runs. Here's Robbie Cano with a runner at first, no one out. Pitch. There's a strike. And count 0-1.
Carlos, did you say Montero's homer was a grand slam? No, 2-run homer. Okay. Carlos watching his friend Jesus Montero very closely.
There's the 0-1. There's a strike on the outside corner. The count 0-2. Cano struck out his first time. Now the Yankees got the big blow that they needed badly. The 3-run home run by Granderson. And there's the 0-2. Inside. And the count 1-2.
And you never know, John. I talked to Girardi about this after we shut the mic off. You never know what's going to get a team going. And there's nothing you can do. Joe's right. There's nothing you can do except ride it out. These guys are too good to hit like this and not score any runs. You just have to ride it out. As the Angels have.
Now be a 1-2. Swung on and hit high in the air to deep right. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. 6-7 rows back over the high scoreboard wall. A 2-run home run for Cano. Robbie Cano, don't you know? A 2-run blast. And the Yankees take a 5-1 lead.
And for Cano, that's his 8th home run, his 22nd RBI, and a big grin on his face. He knows he's been slumping. He knows he has not been hitting the way he wants to hit. Sometimes it just takes a couple of swings, John, to get a lineup going. We've seen it before.
Here's Teixeira, and the pitch is low. In this inning, walk to Martin, hit and run single Jeter, 3-run home run Granderson, walk to A-Rod, 2-run home run by Cano. The 1-0. There's a strike. The Angel bullpen is alive. A lefty is warming up.
And that's Takahashi, Hisanori Takahashi.
The 1-1 is low, and the count 2-1. Overshift is on. Now for Cano, his 8th home run, and he has 22 RBIs. Here's a 2-1. Con out of missed. And the count 2-2. And
obviously the last thing any manager wants to do, particularly when your bullpen has been struggling and just starting to get it together, is to start your bullpen in the 3rd inning.
And the 2-2 grounded foul toward the Yankee dugout on the first base side. No, the count holds 2-2 on Teixeira. 5 runs are in, and there's no one out. The pitch is high, and the count 3-2. Now the Yanks have a 5-1 lead. Here's the payoff. Swung on and hit to the second baseman. Kendrick on the outfield grass. Throws to first. And there's one away.
And Kendrick didn't even have to move, hit right into that shift. And that is really the prototypical hit that shift is designed for. When you turn your wrists over, all you can do, you try and pull a ball that's outside, your wrists turn over, and it goes straight to the second baseman. That's all that can happen.
Now here's Ibanez, who singled his first time. And the pitch outside 1-0.
We are watching this scoreboard with fascination. Seattle now has 21 runs. I mean, that's a week and a half worth of runs for them.
The 1-0 is low. How do you figure? How would you figure? I think we'll ask Mark Feinsand to explain that. It'll be a 2-0 to Ibanez. Santana throwing a lot of pitches, and he deals down low. But he's not long with his game. This next pitch, by the way, will be his 75th pitch here in the third inning with one out. On the right side, Kendrick and Pujols play very close pitch. There's the strike. And Ibanez hit went between them. So they've kind of, someone on the bench must have said that. They've kind of tightened up that right side. Pitch. Swung on a high pop off third. Callaspo on the outfield grass called off by Ibar, and his buddy makes the catch. And they're two-way. And I mean buddy. Susan and I have read this great book by Dr. Matt McCarthy called Odd Man Out. About a year that he spent in the minor leagues at Provo. And there were two young kids from the Dominican who both hit about .330 that year. They were they easily were the best players on the team, and they were Callaspo and Ibar.
Amazing, isn't it? Callaspo traded to Kansas City, then came back. And there they are. Known each other since they were kids.
Now here's Swisher, and that pitch is low, and the count 1-0. Swisher hit the same single in the same spot between Pujols and Kendrick his first time, and the 1-0 is foul, third base out of play. Well, the Angels scored a run in the first, but Nova really did a good job because he had bases loaded, no one out. In this inning, Granderson a 3-run home run and Cano a 2-run home run. Here's the 1-1. Caught on him. Missed. Now count 1-2.
And Santana's lost, I think he's lost 4 or 5 straight decisions to the Yankees. I can't remember the last time he won.
And my memory is like the numbers I gave. They always seem to hit him hard. Well, here's the 1-2. He struck him out swinging on a breaking ball. And that ends the inning. For the Yankees, they get 5 runs on 3 hits, no one left. At the end of 2.5, 5-1 Yanks on the New York Yankees radio network. Driven.
These 3-game flex packs are now available. Pick out the games that fit your schedule, including games against the Mets or Red Sox. Packs start just at $44. It's an incredible savings. For more information, log on to Yankees.com.
Well, when Nick Swisher struck out to end the top of the third, that was the 15th out of the game, and Geico reminds you that 15 minutes could save you.
Because besides Jeep Liberty's advanced available command.
And here is Mike Trout, who was hit by a pitch his first time, and scored the Angels' run on a sac fly. And Nova deals. There's a breaking ball strike. One day, probably not too far away, Trout would be a 3-hitter or 4-hitter. He's got a lot of power. Great combination of power and speed. Right now, the leadoff hitter in the 0-1. Breaking ball high, and the count 1-1. Yeah, he's got a lot of talent, and he's very confident. You know what? I don't blame him. You've seen him run. You've seen him hit it out.
Yep.
You've seen him make phenomenal catches. And there's the 1-1. Swung on a high fly to shallow right center. Granderson trots in to make the catch. 1 away.
You know, he'll be scary when he actually knows what he's doing. You know, he's just a kid, and this very raw talent's got a good eye for a kid.
Now, one of the Angels was talking about how talented he is, and he's so young. And he said, you know, is he as good as Bryce Harper? Yeah, I don't know, but he's awfully good.
Yeah, different kind of hitter, I think, though, too.
Now, here's Callaspo, switch hitter batting left. He singled to center his first time. And there's a strike. He singled a beautiful hit and run single. Now, the 0-1, half swing. and he did not go around. So the count 1-1.
Wouldn't you like to hear our buddies Dave Sims and Mike Blowers during the Seattle game? They must be beside themselves.
The pitch is fouled on the left field line.
I mean, they do broadcast 1-0.
Right.
They never scored day after day after day. 21 runs. They must be giddy, positively giddy.
I bet. I would bet. That's a great ballpark to hit in, and Seattle is doing just that. Here's the 1-2. Up high, and the count 2-2. And, you know, in Texas, the distances are pretty long, but the ball carries so great, which really is the key to a ballpark being a good hitter's park or not. Here is a 2-2. And that pitch is high. And the count 3-2. 1 out, no one on. We're in the bottom of the third. The Yankees have a 5-1 lead. Now here is Nova's payoff. And it's outside ball 4. Look, it's not that easy, but you can't walk Callaspo. He's a good hitter now, but he's a line drive type hitter when you have Pujols, Morales, and Trumbo coming up. But walk him he did. And here is Pujols. Pujols walked his first time. Now, Nova is set and the pitch is fouled off. Pujols, a right-hand hitter with muscles on his muscles. He is solidly put together. And also he has what the great hitters have. He has great rhythm. I know he didn't hit for a while, but his stance, his swing, everything's in rhythm. Nova's 0-1. Swung on and grounded to short. Could be 2. Jeter to Cano on to first. Double play. So that ends the third. No runs, no hits, no one left. At the end of 3, 5-1 Yanks on the New York Yankees radio network driven by Jeep. Why? And the only reason I could give is that the managers hate to ruin the bullpen for a game. Now we go. The top of the fourth inning. Santana is still out there, and you probably wonder why. And the only reason I could give is that the managers hate to ruin the bullpen for a game. You're going to lose games in baseball, and so you don't want to blow up your bullpen. The pitch is fouled off by Chavez, so I'm sure Mike Scioscia is hoping he gets another inning or two and then can fill in with an inning here or there instead of going for a long time. Here is the 0-1. There's a strike. That's what makes baseball so different from the other sports. Let's say you win 100 games. I don't think anyone's going to do that this year, but let's say it. Here is the 0-2. Swung on, a pop foul off third. Going back is Callaspo. He's got room to make the catch, and there's one away. So let's say you win 100 games. Well, you lose 62. Can you imagine a great basketball team or football team losing 62 games?
Well, the Angels have a day off tomorrow, and then they got a big weekend because Texas is coming in.
Here's Russell Martin, who started the 5-run rally with a walk. He walked. Jeter, a hit-and-run single. Randison, a 3-run home run pitch. There's a strike. Then A-Rod walked, and Cano had a 2-run home run. The Yankees have a 5-1 lead here in the top of the fourth. Martin takes a breaking ball low. This is the fourth inning with 1 out, and Santana has already thrown 86 pitches.
Takahashi's still out there.
The 1-1 is hit in the air to right center. Borges going back. He's on the track near the wall and makes the catch. gave a little leap at the last minute in front of the high scoreboard wall in deep right center. And they're a two-way. The Yankees are hoping that Martin is finally going to get it going with the bat. Doesn't influence his catching. He's a terrific catcher. And he almost had one off the wall for a double.
And Martin, one of those players, John, if the rest of the Yankee lineup was doing what they're assigned to do, you wouldn't even notice that the catcher isn't hitting.
I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
He's the number 9 hitter on the team. He's the catcher. That's what the position is. You know, everybody, and I think it's really because you get so spoiled because of Posada all these years.
Now two-way, here is Jeter. And he hits a high drive to right. Trumbo in front of the track makes the catch. Santana has a 1-2-3. We played 3.5. The Yankees have a 5-1 lead on the Yanks radio network, driven by Jeep.
A true leader stays ahead of the competition with exceptional fuel economy and innovative.
New York Yankees. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Yankees have a 5-1 lead. Nova began very poorly. He hit a batter, gave up a hit and run single to Callaspo. It was a great job of hitting by Callaspo. And he walked Pujols. Bases loaded, no one out. And since then, he has been brilliant. The run scored on a sac fly. He struck out Morales, and Trumbo hit a sac fly for the run. Nova now deals to Morales, who takes a pitch outside. Morales, a switch hitter, batting left.
Scoreboard update is sponsored by Prudential. Bring your challenges. 5 games over in the American League. Kansas City beat Cleveland 6-3.
There's the 1-0. It's cut on him. Missed it. They count 1-1.
Twins over Oakland 4-0. Francisco Liriano back in the rotation got the win. Tyson Ross takes the loss. White Sox beat Tampa Bay 4-3. Toronto beat Baltimore 4-1. Boston beat Detroit 6-4.
The 1-1 outside fastball 2-1.
They're still playing in Texas. This game may never be over. Seattle has 21 runs. It is 21-7. They're in the top of the 9th. Seattle over Texas in Arlington.
There's the 2-1 up high. Now the count 3-1.
National League, Chicago wins again. They beat San Diego 8-6. Pirates beat Cincinnati 2-1. It was Miami over Washington 5-3. Atlanta with a 10-7 victory over St. Louis.
The 3-1 way outside. So Morales gets a walk. And the Angels get a good start to their 4th.
Phillies got 6 runs in top of the 9th inning. Mets came back with 3 in the bottom of the 9th, but Philly wins it 10-6. Antonio Bastardo gets the win. John Roush gets the loss in relief. Colorado leading Houston 12-5. The runs being scored tonight are amazing, and they're in Colorado. There's a surprise. Carlos Gonzalez has homers 11 and 12.
Now here's the big right-hander to Mark Trumbo. And Nova deals. There's a strike at the knees in the count 0-1.
They're in the bottom of the 3rd at Dodger Stadium. LA has a 1-0 lead over Milwaukee. And Arizona leads San Francisco 1-0, bottom of the 4th in San Fran.
That'll be an 0-1 to Trumbo. Well, the pitch inside and the count 1-1. Trumbo, a very young second year, right-handed with power, and he really handles the bat. Doesn't strike out a lot. Pitch is cut on him, missed. And the count 1-2. Because normally you think of a young player, his size and his power, and you figure, well, he's a homer strikeout guy, all or nothing. But he doesn't hit that way. He puts the bat on the ball. He hit the sac fly that drove in the only run for the Angels. Nova ahead 1-2. Morales off first. And the pitch is low. Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Martin. You mentioned about Seattle playing all those 1-0 and 2-1 games. A couple of years ago when the Giants actually won the World Series, they never scored any runs. And their broadcast, Dwayne Kuiper and Mike Krukow, Kuip and Kruk, and they had a word for it. They called it torture. Now the pitch to Trumbo, a high fly to deep right. Swisher back. Swisher looking up. She's gone. Over the high scoreboard wall in right. It's a 2-run home run for Mark Trumbo. And the Angels now trail 5-3.
That's just what John was talking about. He's got great plate discipline, so he's not an all-or-nothing hitter. And for Trumbo, his 10th home run of this short season. And that was a high breaking pitch, and he went the opposite way with it. He's got tremendous power, but he's got great bat control.
And boy, he was going there. You can hold the bat back if you're going to go the opposite way, and he did, and hit behind it and hit it out. Howie Kendrick takes a pitch low, and the count 1-0. That's a long home run for a right-hand hitter over that high scoreboard wall into the seats.
And he's hit a home run in 4 straight games.
The 1-0 cut on him. Well, I'm not saying Trumbo's going to hit 338, but he's a pretty good hitter.
Pretty good hitter.
So you get Morales back. You add Pujols. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball to third. Mayrod fields near the cutoff. Throws to first. And there's the first out of the inning. You add Trout as a rookie. Trumbo's already there. Anyway, all of a sudden, you have a pretty good hitting team.
Right. And if you heard my pregame yesterday with Mark Trumbo, he grew up here. He grew up right in Anaheim, and he said as a little boy he used to sit out in the right field stands and watch Tim Salmon and dream of being out there.
The pitch is low, and tonight he just hit a ball in those same right field seats.
And he did it yesterday, too, and Tim Salmon was in the ballpark.
Ibar grounded to third his first time. He's a switch hitter batting left. And here's the 1-0. Swung on and grounded foul off his foot. There's a note on the board. Eric Ibar has 38 bunt hits since 2010. It leads the majors. And I would say this, a number of them have been against the Yankees.
Yes. 4 straight games Trumbo's homered against the Yankees. Brian Downing did that in 1988.
The 1-1. Grounded foul off of first. And the count 1-2.
See, that's why we see hitters like I seem to remember Brian Downing being a great hitter. It's because he always hit home runs against the Yankees.
I guess so. But Garrett Anderson had to have the highest lifetime average against the Yankees.
He was silly.
He just killed the Yankees. That'll be a 1-2 from Nova. And the pitch is swung on and lined toward the gap in right center field. It is a base hit. Grandison cuts it off, and he holds Ibar to a base hit. Ibar thought about going. Grandison made a very speedy pickup in right center. He had to go a long way because Ibar, an off-field hitter, was being played over in left center. So there's a base hit Ibar. And here's the tying run, Peter Borges.
Nova gets in trouble when he starts getting those pitches up, like a lot of people. But that breaking pitch has got to be down. That's his problem.
Well, I made mention how many home runs both Santana and Nova have given up. And that trend has continued. Throw over. And Ibar is back. Ibar has stolen 4 out of 5. Now, Nova is set and deals. There's a bunt, and it goes foul. Well, the game is over in Texas. Texas scored a touchdown and got the 2-point conversion. They lost 21-8.
And our buddy in Texas, the Rangers play-by-play guy said Tony Romo threw out the first pitch. We're blaming this on him. 21-8. Well, they made a little comeback there in the ninth inning, scored a run, 21-8.
The 0-1 swung on a high fly to center. Grandison back in deep center field, makes the catch and fires back in. The ball was hit a little bit left of dead center, and Grandison caught it about a step or two away from the warning track. So 2-1, and here's the catcher, right-hand hitter Bobby Wilson.
No, I know it's easier said than done, but if you're Peter Borges, wouldn't you try and hit grounders or balls on the ground and use your speed to get on base? I mean, he's not a home run hitter.
Right, and they don't want hitters like that hitting fly balls because usually they can't hit them out. Now Nova will deal, and the pitch is bunted to third hard, and it's a base hit. He bunted it hard. It rolled right to the bag. A-Rod was deep. So Bobby Wilson bunts, and I don't have to say he beat it out. There was no play. It was such a great bunt. So first and second, 2 out. Now to the top of the order, and here is Mike Trout.
Well, besides being a very good catcher, we have seen what Bobby Wilson can also do. He can flat out bunt because he's done that. He did that. Was it yesterday or the day before? He
had a sacrifice. You're right. Now the runner's on. Ibar at second and Wilson at first. They're the tying runs. And Trout's go-ahead run, 5-3 Yanks in the bottom of the fourth. And Nova deal, swung on and ripped toward the alley in right center. A base hit. It will go all the way to the wall. Ibar has scored. Wilson rounds third. The throw is offline. It goes toward short. It's a 2-run double for Mike Trout, and the ball game is tied at 5.
Well, here comes Larry Rothschild to talk to Nova, and strange happenings on that ball. It was out in the center field, and the ball was kicked around and then picked up, and when it was thrown back into the infield, there was nobody there. Nobody by second, nobody by shortstop. Swisher picks it up, throws it back in, and he throws it right near second base. There wasn't anybody there.
He did not hit the cutoff men. The cutoff men were in right center. The ball was in right center. So Trout has a 2-run double. He has 16 RBIs. The Yankees have blown a 5-1 lead, and the game is tied at 5 here in the bottom of the fourth. And Trout at second is the go-ahead run.
And once again, a breaking pitch that stayed up. And after Ibar scored, he was waving Bobby Wilson around.
Well, here's Callaspo. So 4 runs are in the inning. A 2-run home run by Trumbo and a 2-run double by Trout. The 2 young guys again. And the game is tied at 5. Callaspo is switch hitter batting left. And the pitch, a breaking ball strike, and the count 0-1.
And Ivan Nova has now allowed 40 extra base hits. That's the most in the majors for a starting pitcher.
You wonder how could he be 5-2, but even last year too, he always had the run counter.
Yes.
It'll be an 0-1. There's a strike with a fastball, and the count 0-2. Albert Pujols on deck. Trout leads off second with all the speed in the world. And the 0-2 is grounded foul off first. So the count holds 0-2. Very disappointing, I think, for the Yankees, Susan, to have such a jolt. 2-run home run, 3-run home run, and then to blow it in less than an inning later. Well,
it really is, for the offense, very deflating because they haven't been hitting with men in scoring position. They haven't been doing what they were, and they did tonight.
The 0-2 is grounded foul off first. So it'll be another 0-2 to Callaspo. Trout returns to second base.
You know, when the offense is not clicking, as the Yankees offense has not clicked, John, you know they've got to be deflated. You know, give them 5 runs. You don't expect to give it right back.
Nova will deal 0-2. Swung on, a fly ball to left center. Grandison cuts over to make the catch and ends the inning. However, the Angels tie it. They get 4 runs on 4 hits and leave 1. And now at the end of 4 innings of play, tied at 5 on the Yanks radio network, driven by Jeep. Yankee fans. To Grandison low. We go to the top of the 5th. We're all tied at 5. Grandison has doubled to left center, hit a 3-run home run to right. And there's the strike. Who would have thought that Santana would be in the game? He's thrown 90 pitches, and here he is all even, tied at 5. And there's the 1-1 outside. And the count 2-1. So Grandison, A-Rod, Cano. The Yankee 5 runs, a 3-run home run by Grandison, a 2-run shot by Cano. There's a strike to Grandy, and the count 2-2.
Well, Takahashi's been throwing right along with Santana. He's pitching a very good game in that bullpen.
And here's the 2-2. Swung on and chopped to first. Pujols will take it himself. There's 1 away. In today's challenging economy, you need to work with the best. Nobody in the world sells more real estate than RE/MAX. Visit RE/MAX.com, your foreclosure and short sale experts.
But Santana's already at 93 pitches, so even if he gets through this inning at 100, he can't go much further than that.
Alex Rodriguez has struck out and walked. And Santana deals a breaking ball strike in the count 0-1. The 0-1 way inside, and the count 1-1. Now Santana's pitch is low on the count 2-1. The outfield here plays. I'm sure that it's all directed by Mike Scioscia, who knows what he's doing. There's 2-1. Grounded foul outside of third. Boy, do they play deep. Borges is so deep in center field. Normally, because he's a tremendous defensive center fielder, normally the better defensive outfield you are, the shallower you play. Now, they can play him deep here.
He might not feel as comfortable going back on a ball as he does coming in.
The 2-2 is grounded to deep third, but just foul. So the count holds at 2-2.
Now that could be possible. We've seen him go back, but maybe he's more comfortable coming in.
Could very well be. Here's Santana's 2-2. Breaking ball low, 3-2. 10-second station ID on the New York Yankees radio network.
Hey, what's up? This is Derek Jeter. Your home for New York Yankees baseball is also the place for New York's best news, sports, traffic, and weather. WCBS 880.
John Sterling, Susan Waldman at Angels Stadium in Anaheim, tied at 5, top of the 5th. The 3-2, he struck him out swing on a breaking ball. So they're a 2-away, and that will bring up Robbie Cano.
Fans come out to the stadium on Thursday, June 7th, when the Yanks take on the Rays. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees fragrance bracelet, courtesy of the Cloud Break Group. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com.
Cano has struck out and hit a 2-run home run. The Angel run, a 2-run home run by Trumbo, a 2-run double by Trout, breaking ball low to Cano. And the other run came on a sac fly, driven in by Trumbo. So the two kids have been hurting the Yanks. And you know what? They've hurt them for all 3 games. Here's the 1-0. Grounded foul outside of first. Remember, Trumbo won the game against Corey Wade, leading off the bottom of the 9th with a home run in the first game. Trout stole a home run from Swisher. Trout also homered in the series. And here's the 1-1. Fouled off. And the count 1-2. Mark Teixeira on deck if Cano reaches. Santana's at 104 pitches.
Wonder how many Takahashi has out there.
Probably about 60 or 70.
A beach ball has gotten loose in the Angels outfield.
And the beach ball is retrieved and disposed of. There'll be a 1-2 to Cano. And the pitch is grounded foul. It skips into the crowd. Now the count holds 1-2 on Robbie.
Another beach ball is perched precariously on the Yankees dugout right at the top.
The 1-2 outside, 2-2.
Just hanging on the edge.
Now Santana's 2-2 is a breaking ball low in the count 3-2.
You know, I bet what Socha would like to do is get Santana through this inning and see if they can score in the bottom of the 5th and get him a win.
Well, if they do get him, he only needs one more strike. Right. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. They get him through, then they only have to fill 4 innings. And at one point, it looked like Santana would be out early. And here comes the payoff pitch. Hit hard on the ground at second. Kendrick fields and throws to Pujols. Yankees are down 1-2-3 and a 4.5. We're tied at 5 on the Yanks Radio Network, driven by Jeep.
Hey, Yankee.
Fifth, we are all tied at 5. And being the 5th inning, it's the Daily News 5th, sponsored by the Daily News. For our audience, that we would ask you this question. And the question is, how come Seattle scored 21 runs tonight?
Matt Hasselbeck. Pete Carroll's a genius.
Very good. Here is Pujols to lead off against Nova. And there's a breaking ball strike. You know how we've discussed this 1,000 times, how the Yankees are affected by this ballpark and the Angels. Just, you know, one of those horses for courses thing. Here's the 0-1. Low. But tonight, imagine how great the Yankees felt when they had a 5-1 lead.
Yeah, you know, it's weird, John. I thought after the 2009 playoffs and the Yankees beat the Angels in LCS that would have gotten that rally monkey off their back or whatever you want to call it. But it really hasn't.
The 1-1. Swung on and drilled to left center field. It's a base hit. Ibanez fields and throws back in. Pujols is on with an inning opening hit.
And they've now gone 8 years in a row losing the season series here. And it's astounding considering how good the Yankees are that they've come out here every year and they just can't get over the hump against this team.
more, and that's true. Now here is Kendrys Morales with Pujols at first, the tie-breaking run. You have to be very impressed by Trumbo and Trout. Nova deals. Swung on, foul down the left field line, out of play.
Trout is as fun a player to watch as we've seen in a long time, and obviously we haven't had a chance to see Bryce Harper yet. We'll see him next month, but Mike Trout, everything he's done from his fielding to his running, everybody in the Yankee club, I was talking about that triple to left field. You don't see a lot of triples hit that hard to left field.
Throw over.
And everybody talking about how much energy, since they brought him back and put him at the top of the lineup, the energy that he has. But this is a different kind of game. This is Nova getting beaten up when he had a big lead.
Well, the right-hander set to be an 0-1. And the pitch is caught on him. Missed it. The count 0-2.
I mean, it didn't happen as quickly as it did with Hughes the other night, but it's the same general idea. Yankees go out and get them a lead, and they just can't hold it. Well, those are games you have to be able to win when you have a 5-1 lead in this ballpark. And it's got to be so deflating for this offense that's really taken its lumps and heard the criticism, and then you score runs and your pitcher can't hold it.
Nova will deal 0-2. Morales takes inside the count 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the first game in this series where they go out and score 3 very quick for Phil, and he comes back and gives up 4 in the bottom of the first. Tonight they go 5-run inning for Nova, and he comes back, 2 innings later and gives up 4 to tie the game. You look at last night's game, Pettit pitched okay for the most part and kept them in the game the whole night. They just couldn't get any runs.
That'll be a 1-2. Caught on a miss, so Morales strikes out for the second time. Pujols obviously remains at first. 1 on, 1 out. And that will bring up Mark Trumbo.
And it's the same problem with Nova, Mark, the breaking pitches that he leaves up.
Yeah, you leave pitches up to hitters like Trumbo, you're going to get hit, and that's what's happening tonight. The home run's been a problem for him. It's really been a problem for a lot of the staff this year. But he in particular he's just been damaged by too many long balls.
Oh, boy, has he ever. Well, here's Trumbo, the big right-hand hitter, sac fly and a home run. And the pitch is low, 1-0.
And that note, Mark, that we were talking about is true. Trumbo is the first Angel to homer in 4 straight games since Rex Hudler did it in May of 1996.
I thought that's what I heard on my way up, but Rex Hudler's not the guy you expect to hear as the answer there.
No.
So I thought maybe I'd misheard it.
The club record is 5 straight, and that was Bobby Bonds, and that's in 1977.
The 1-0 line is a base hit to left field. Stopping at second, the ball head ahead of him is Pujols. Boy, that Trumbo hits the ball hard. Trumbo began the game at 338. He's probably in the 340s. It's something. Really, it's second year in the bigs. So 2 on and 1 out. And here's Howie Kendrick.
And Larry Rothschild just went to the phone, so someone's going to start to get up. Well, Mark, John and I were talking, except for CeCe, I know Andy gave up a couple of home runs last night. That happens. But except for CeCe and Andy, you really don't feel solid when the other pitches go out.
You're right, Susan, and I think it's weird. You look at Kuroda's game by game. He's pitched better than not more often, but when he's been bad, he's been really bad, and you just don't know what you're going to get from him on a nightly basis.
Kendrick, a right-hand hitter. There's 2 on and 1 out in a 5-5 game, and the ground ball is into the ground to short 2. Go to Cano 1 on the first double play. So Nova again throws a deep E-ball. And the Angels are kept off the board. No runs on 2 hits and 1 left. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Well, we have played 5 full innings at Angel Stadium, and we're all tied at 5 on the Yankees radio network driven by Jeep.
In today's challenging economy, news.
Hi, Yankee fans. This is Mark Teixeira. Tomorrow morning, wake up with your friends at WCBS 880.
And that is all for Urban Santana, and the new pitcher is Hisanori Takahashi. Yankees very, very familiar with him from his days in the Mets. Pitched against them in the series when they were in New York. Let's see what his numbers are. Takahashi, except for the home run by Teixeira in the 5th inning on Monday, he had pitched 8 straight scoreless appearances. He's allowed just 5 hits in the last 9 appearances. 6 of his 8 outings against the Yankees are scoreless. He has a 2.04 ERA against the Yankees, 4 earned runs in almost 18 innings.
Well, we go to the 6th inning, so the Yankees now face the lefty Takahashi. Santana cannot be involved in the decision. He goes 5 innings, 5 runs, 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. The Yankees compress their runs into a very short span in the 3rd. Here's Teixeira. He's 0 for 2. And a breaking ball for a strike. Martin walked, Jeter singled, Granderson hit a 3-run home run. A-Rod walked, and Cano hit a 2-run home run. Those are the 5 runs. Here's the 0-1. The pitch is low. Trumbo hit a 2-run home run. Trout hit a 2-run double. And Trumbo knocked in the other run in the 1st inning with a sac fly. Now we're tied at 5 here in the top of the 6th. The 1-1 swung on a high fly to deep right center. Borges and Trumbo, and it is Trumbo for the catch. Borges went behind him, and there's one away. A long high fly to right center, and it was caught probably on the edge of the track.
Trumbo's doing actually a nice job in right field, better than he did at third base. I thought he was very honest with me yesterday about how hard it is when you're learning new positions to try and keep your offense separate from your defense. He's doing a very good job of it.
It sure is. Here is Ibanez. That's why I think he'll wind up in left when Hunter plays regularly. The pitch to Ibanez is a slider outside, and then Trout will play center. He's eminently capable of doing that, and I guess Borges comes off the bench. Ibanez has singled in 2 trips, and the left-hander deals a breaking ball strike. Takahashi has a delay like all Japanese pitchers have. He lifts the knee, and before he comes forward, he kind of does a little shake and bake with that leg. And the 1-1, low outside, 2-1. The left-hander will deal 2-1. Swung on and hit in the air to right center. Borges going back, way back. It's over his head and bangs off the wall past him, rolling toward left center. Ibanez will have an easy triple. The ball is fielded by Trout in deep left center. So Ibanez got a triple. He hit the ball over Borges' head, and he got too close to the wall. It banged past him. And Ibanez is at third. Now Swisher can drive in a run with an out. So Ibanez easily safe at third. Help ensure your family's financial future is safe and secure.
You're looking at that again, John, and I don't know if Ibanez would need smelling salts after that, but if it's not Trout in left field getting over as quickly as he did, he could have an inside the park home run, because Trout was way over in left, and he got over so quickly and picked up that ball, and Ibanez was still at third easily.
And when the ball banged off the wall, it really went past Borges. Swisher is the hitter. He drills one to deep left center field. On the run is Trout. He makes the catch. Here comes Ibanez. The throw offline. It's a sac fly and an RBI for Swisher, and the Yankees take a 6-5 lead. Now, what Swisher did was great. That was a great at bat. If you say, I'm going to drive the ball the opposite way and get the run in, you can wait longer on the pitch. And that's what Swisher did. And he hit a long high fly to left center. And it's an RBI. Swisher now has 32. He leads the Yanks. And the Yankees take a 6-5 lead. Now 2-8, and here's Chavez. Lefty to lefty, and the breaking ball is a strike. You know, we ought to ask some of the hitters, what do you do when he goes into that delay? Do you watch it? You want to see the ball come out of his hand? I think that would really throw you off. There's the delay. Pitch is fouled off. It's like a double clutch with his leg. That's the best way I can explain it.
Usually when pitchers bring up that knee and have a delay, it's one pump. This is two pumps.
Now here's the 0-2 to Chavez. Fastball high. Everybody looks at the scoreboard. Don't believe them if they say they don't. A lot of time in baseball between pitches. The Yankees could move to within a game of first place with a victory. And here's the 1-2. Foul back. And with all the problems they've had, with all the issues, well, that would be terrific. We're not out of May yet, and close. And the Yankees fly to Detroit after the game, and they could be flying there just a game out. There'll be an 0-2 to Chavez. And the left-hander deals outside. I think I have the count wrong. Now it's 2-2 on Chavez. 2 outs, no one on. A triple by Ibanez and a sac fly by Swisher has given the Yankees a 6-5 lead. Here's the 2-2. It's caught on him. Missed on a breaking ball. But the Yankees take the lead. 1 run, 1 hit, no one left. End of 5.5. 6-5 Yanks on the New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
A 15-minute call after the game could save you 15% or
Susan Waldman here at Angels Stadium. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Once again, the Yankees have the lead. A 6-5 lead on the triple by Ibanez and the sac fly by Swisher. Nova facing the bottom third of the order. And here is Eric Ibar, switch hitter batting left to lead it off. And he takes a fastball outside, 1-0.
Scoreboard update sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 50.
Inside in the count, 2-0.
These are all finals. The American League. Kansas City beat Cleveland 6-3. Twins over Oakland 4-0. It was the White Sox winning again, 4-3 victory over Tampa.
Here's the 2-0. Mayers strike on the outside corner, 2-1.
Toronto beat Baltimore 4-1. Boston over Detroit 4-6. And Seattle beat Texas 21-8. No, that is not a typo. It was a real score.
The 2-1 is high, and the count 3-1.
The Cubs won again. They beat San Diego 8-6. Pirates over Cincinnati 2-1 for A.J. Burnett's 4th win of the year. Miami beat Washington 5-3.
3-1, grounded foul outside of first. Another count 3-2, and the Yankees have begun their bullpen. It's very important for Nova not to walk Ibar. He gets on, let him hit his way on. No, he has a count of 3-2.
Cody Epley up for the Yankees. Phillies beat the Mets 10-6. Colorado over Houston 13-5.
Payoff. Swung on and grounded foul off his foot. Ibar just stayed there at home plate, and the ball rolled right to Teixeira.
Carlos, is this your shorthand for saying that Carlos Gonzalez hit 3 home runs? Wow.
Cargo,
11, 12, and 13. In that 13-5 victory for Colorado. Now, he just announced David Phelps, but I just saw Cody Epley. Thank you.
Well, once again, it'll be a 3-2 to Ibar, leading off the bottom of the 6th. And here's Nova's payoff. Swung on and bounced weakly to third. A-Rod hustles, fields, fires. Got him! Oh, he just got him. Ibar throws his helmet in the air. And here comes Mike Scioscia on the run. Susan will look at the replay and tell you if he was out. It looked like he was just out.
Well, that's bang, bang. You can't tell from the angle on the first one. Nice play by Alex, and really a good throw. Sort of into the ground. He's out. He sure is.
It was one of those, if you want to picture this, It was one of those plays where Ibar's foot is up, ready to come down in the bag, and the ball hit Teixeira's glove. Scioscia is still entangled with Mike Everett. Actually, he was out. The foot had not come down in the bag when the ball hit Teixeira's glove, and it was a very good play by Aaron.
Milwaukee leading the Dodgers now 2-1, bottom of the fifth at Dodger Stadium, and Arizona with a 2-1 lead over San Francisco, bottom of the sixth. You know what bothers me about that argument? Mike Scioscia had left and started to walk back when first base umpire Mike Everett kept talking. That's when Scioscia went back. If the manager leaves and goes back, be quiet.
Boy, that was bang bang. The pitch is low. I've just seen it about 4 times. And let's put it this way. I think the ball hit Teixeira's glove before Ibar's foot hit the bag. Peter Borges is the hitter, and Nova deals the pitch low in the count 1-1. Borges has grounded out and flied out. Now the right-hander is 1-1. Hit hard, base hit left field. Again, if you bunt enough or you show the ability to bunt, you get the third baseman to come in. And A-Rod was in. He couldn't do anything about it. A hot ground ball. If he was back, he'd make the play easily. So there's a tying run at first with 1 out. Bobby Wilson has flied to left and single to third. Bunt single to third. Borges will run, and Nova throws over. Now Nova is at the belt. Borges with the lead. Pitch is inside. Now the count 1-0.
All kinds of signals coming on from Mike Scioscia to third base coach Tino Ebell, then to the hitter.
Nova throws over to first. Today's game presented by your local tri-state area Audi dealers and the new 2012 Audi A6. Audi, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Yankees. Now the right-hander is set. And again he throws over.
Well, one thing we have seen with Wilson is that he can handle the bat. And if they put a play on, he can handle that.
1 on, 1 out. Bottom of the sixth. The Yankees clinging to a 6-5 lead. Nova is set. Borges a very good lead. And there he goes. Pitch high in the air to left field. Back is Ibanez. And he's there in fairly deep left to make the catch for the second out. So they're a two-way. And now to the top of the order. And here's that man again, Mike Trout.
Tonight's Speed Report is brought to you by AT&T 4G LTE. He had a triple last year.
One a year is all right. Trout, a right-hand hitter with power and speed, has been hit by a pitch, fly to center, and then hit a 2-run double in the gap in right center field.
We're only in May. He could have 3 or 4 by.
Well, we'll suggest that to him.
I'm going to. He's so polite, he'll probably say, of course. I'd be glad to. What a signing. Huh?
Oh, it's a great sign. My goodness.
In every way.
Now Nova is set. Borges with the lead. The pitch is bunted. Foul behind the plate. He was looking to push bunt, which would be toward first. Now, the right-hander is at the belt. It'll be an 0-1. Hit on the ground to third. A-Rod fields, stumbles, but throws in time. Boy, that Trout made it close. He made it close. So for the Angels in the bottom of the sixth, no runs on a hit. They leave one. We've played six. The Yankees have a 6-5 lead on the Yanks radio network, driven by Jeep.
20 minutes after you quit smoking.
Better coffee.
Six pitches, 52 for strikes. New pitcher for the Angels, right-hander, who you are very familiar with, Jason Isringhausen.
The Yankees seen him this series. 18 games over the year, ERA of 2.55, 1-0 record, 17 2/3 innings pitched, 10 walks, 12 strikeouts for Izzy.
Russell Martin takes a pitch way outside. Takahashi goes an inning. 1 run, 1 hit, no strikeouts, no walks. If the score doesn't change, or if the Angels never tie it, then Takahashi would take the loss. But there are 3 innings to go. Martin takes a strike and the count 1-1.
Tonight's injury report is brought to you by Advanced Radiation Centers of New York. When it comes to fighting cancer, precision is everything. David Robertson threw again today and may be looking, John, at a week away. It should be very good news.
The 1-1 inside. Boy, do they need him. Boy, it's shortened the bullpen so to such a degree. I know Mo being out is the big one, but if Robertson can go back, then at least you'll have 8 and 9 covered. And there's the 2-1. It's grounded weakly toward short. Ibar fields and throws in time, 1 away. In other words, you would then be able to pitch Logan and Wade as the situation would demand it. And for that matter, Rapata and Epley before them in the 6th and 7th.
Right. And it would look, John, wouldn't you think that Robertson would come back in the 8th inning and keep Soriano where he is?
Yeah, I would think that. Soriano's been terrific. But tonight, for example, this team is so right-handed. That's why either 2 kids are up, Epley and Phelps. Here's Derek Jeter with 1 out. And the right-hander deals foul to him. And the count 0-1. Derek has singled in 3 trips and stole a base. Now the pitch. Jeter hits a long drive to right center field. Borges on the run, on the track, makes the catch. And there are 2 away. Oh, 2 down. That brings up Curtis Granderson, who's doubled, hit a 3-run home run. And then grounded out. Yanks have a 6-5 lead in the 7th. And I don't mean to beat the proverbial fallen horse, but the Yankees win. They fly to Detroit just 1 game out of first and have tomorrow off. Good combination. Pitch to Granderson, breaking ball strike. Of course, the Yankees are going to arrive at 7 to 7:30. Not a good combination.
Yeah, sun will be up.
Tomorrow.
So will we.
Right. That'll be an 0-1 to Grandy. 2 outs, no one on, top of the 7th, 6-5 Yanks. The pitch inside. Isringhausen can still throw. That was 90. the right-hander is set above the belt and deals low outside sinker in the count 2-1. A lot of action on that sinker, but off the plate.
Now, the Yankees were supposed to see Doug Fister on this trip to Detroit. He's been put on the 15-day DL again, this time with a left side strain. So on Friday, they're going to see a youngster.
Pitch is foul, third base side out of play.
A left-hander making his major league debut named Casey Crosby. He's been at AAA. We'll get you some numbers. By that time, we'll know all about him. You know, left-hander they've never seen before. Tough. And then so they pushed everybody back. So Rick Porcello will be Saturday and a guy named Verlander on Sunday.
Although they did beat the last left-hander they never saw before, Will Smith. And Smith won the other day. The pitch to Granderson. He struck him out swing on a breaking ball. Dropped by Wilson, gets an angle, and throws to first. So the Yanks are down 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the seventh inning. It's 6-5 Yanks on the New York Yankees radio network driven by Jeep. Now we go to the bottom of the seventh inning. The Yankees have a 6-5 lead.
Scott Downs is up for the Angels.
Well, Ivan Nova answers the bell for round 7, and there is a strike to Callaspo. This is a big inning, obviously. You have Callaspo, Pujols, Morales. If anyone gets on, Mark Trumbo. The 0-1. There's a strike, a fastball in the inside corner. Nova's got some left. He is at 88.
You know, John, you got to give him credit for hanging in there. Gave up the 4th spot, and then that's it.
Pitch is low. You're absolutely right. And he pitched very well in the first inning, even though he gave up a run.
Now, Epley and Logan, and I wonder if this is one of the days, John, that Corey Wade doesn't pitch.
Could be. Although he only threw, as I recall, one pitch 2 nights ago. I think you'll see Logan pitch to Morales. I'll tell you why in a sec. There'll be a 1-2 from Nova to the switch hitting Callaspo, and the breaking ball is low. Although Morales is hitting 294, he's hitting 310 as a left-hand hitter, and so they might want Logan to, turn him around. And there's the 2-2. A chopper, a high chopper to second. Cano fields, throws in time. What a play! I didn't think there was a chance of him getting Callaspo. A high Baltimore chop. Cano raced in, fielded, and slung it as fast as he could, and I just nipped Callaspo. What a play.
Got it on his bare hand and threw it, that sidearm slingshot that he's got. Ball got by Nova, and it came to him on a bounce, and he picked it up with his bare hand and sidearmed it. Wow.
Only way he could make the play, bare hand and throw.
I didn't think there was a chance in Hades that he gets him.
Now 1 away, and the pitch to Pujols inside. And by the way, tonight's 7th inning stretch was sponsored by the BMW Breaking Ball 4 strike, and the count 1-1, and the count 1-1 on Pujols. And Nova deals, grounded weakly to third. A-Rod fields and throws him out. And they're a 2-way, and Nova's having a very strong inning. Nova had an awful inning in the 4th. He gave up a 2-run home run and then a 2-run double. Since then, he's been terrific.
And here comes Joe Girardi, and that will be all for...
On the lefty deals, caught on him, missed. And the count 0-1.
Corey Wade's up now, throwing for the Yanks.
And I think that's what they would like to do, pitch Wade in the 8th. That's what happens without Robertson and Mo.
Yep.
There'll be an 0-1 to Morales. Fastball outside. And Susan, if you're right, if Robertson comes back in a week, boy, I'll make it a lot easier for the Yanks and for Girardi and Rothschild.
Mm-hmm. So you must admit the bullpen has not been their problem.
Nope. Well, they've done a good job. The 1-1. There's a strike on the inside corner. A fastball right under the hands. That's painting the corner. And painting the corner is sponsored by Certa Pro Painters. It'll be a 1-2. Morales has struck out twice and walked. And the left-hander deals half swing and a slider. Did he go? No, says Mike Everett. I bet Alex thought he went.
We'll look at it again. No, I don't think he did.
No, I don't think so either. I was kidding because Alex was called out on the same kind of swing. I wasn't happy about it back in the first. It'll be a 2-2 to Morales. Now Logan is set and pitch swung on and line. There's a base hit to left center. Ibanez cuts it off in the gap and fires in. And that will bring up Mark Trumbo.
And Torrey Hunter's going to run for Morales. Torrey Hunter just getting a day off. Scioscia said that after being out for a couple of weeks, that he was going to ease him back into things. He didn't want to start today. There's a day off tomorrow, and then he'd start on Friday against Texas. But Morales, doesn't run well anyway, and with that ankle, they're definitely not going to have him run.
Well, the lefty will pitch to Trumbo. As I say, he gets out the right-handers. But this guy can hit it out, and he has against the Yankees all series. Sac fly, 2-run homer and single. And the pitch there is a strike in the count 0-1. A fastball at 95. The gun may be a little quick, but Boone has that kind of an arm. Now Torrey Hunter off at first with 2 men out. It'll be an 0-1 to Trumbo. And the pitch low, blocked by Martin. And the count 1-1. Here's the line on Nova because he left with 2 outs and no one on. He went 6 2/3, 5 runs, 8 hits, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks. He can win it and he can't lose it. Now Logan set to go and throws to first to check on Hunter.
Right-handed hitter 7 for 28 off Logan this season. He's done a pretty good job against right-handers.
Now the lefty is set. And he deals. Hit hard on the ground. There's a base hit to left center field. Hunter will round second and go to third. Granderson throws back in. Both shots, Morales and Trumbo, came between Jeter and second base. Didn't have a chance. 2 balls really hit. So the Angels have first and third. They have the tying run at third, and they have the go-ahead run at first with 2 out. And here comes Girardi.
And this call to the bullpen is sponsored by 877 Car. Well, Corey Wade comes on to face Howie Kendrick. Rally Monkey coming into the shower in Psycho. You think everybody knows what that is when they see that? I mean, this is a young crowd.
I don't think so, and I'll tell you one reason.
Why?
It's about 50 years ago.
I thought when I saw that Psycho, the showers, that was the scariest scene I've ever seen.
Boy, it sure was. The whole movie.
Yes.
Martin Balsam going up the stairs.
Yes.
Boy.
In the end, really was. Terrifying movie.
Well, here's Howie Kendrick, a noted Yankee killer. Although he's 0 for 3 tonight. The tying runs at third, the go-ahead run at first. Yankees have a 6-5 lead, bottom of the 7th, 2 on and 2 out. Both base hits went to the glove side of Jeter. They weren't close to Jeter, and they were really hit. But the point is, they went into the gap, and so Hunter, who was running for Morales, easily went to third. No, first and third.
And all this, of course, with 2 outs.
And Trumbo's had some night again. A sac fly, a homer, and 2 singles.
Yep.
Well, here's Kendrick. And Wade deals a breaking ball. Is low on the count 1-0. The Angels all on the top step of the dugout. That'll be a 1-0. And the pitch is low in the count 2-0. You know, you can walk Kendrick and face a hitter who's not as good as Howie. That's Eric Ibar. But if you walk him, it pushes the go-ahead run to second base. No, Wade behind 2-0. And the pitch, a breaking ball, is high. He didn't want to come in with a fastball because Kendrick was probably looking for that 2-0. So now the count 3-0.
Well, Alex going over to talk to Corey Wade. Don't forget, all of this with 2 outs. Joe Girardi took out Ivan Nova, brought in Boone Logan to face Kendry Morales, whom Logan had struck out twice. Nova had struck out twice.
Now runners lead first and third. It'll be a 3-0 to Kendrick. And the pitch is a strike in the count 3-1. Well, I thought Kendrick was going to have the hit sign. Maybe he didn't like the pitch. So the count 3-1. Torrey Hunter running for Morales at third. And Trumbo at first with 2 out. There's the 3-1. There's a strike with a fastball. It was at the knees, and the count 3-2. Well, Joe will be asked about that after the game, especially if the Yankees lose. Morales had struck out twice against Nova.
And if he gets Kendrick, it'll be forgotten.
The 3-2. Swung on, grounded foul toward third. No, absolutely.
Nova's still sitting there, his head down, his eyes closed. He's looking at the ground. He was so close to getting out of that inning. I think Kendricks is confused, doesn't know which pitch to look for.
That'll be a 3-2. The pitch, breaking ball, grounded foul off third. Slow breaking ball. And Kendrick kind of double clutched, but made contact to stay alive. So for the third time, it'll be a 3-2. Runners lead first and third, 2 out, bottom of the 7th. Pitch fouled down the right field line. And the count holds at 3-2. Hunter, the base runner at third. He's the tying run. Trumbo, the runner at first, needs to go ahead run. Teixeira playing in back of Trumbo. The payoff is struck him out swinging breaking ball. Beautiful breaking ball down and away, and Corey Wade pumps his fist as he comes off the mound. So the Yankees retain the lead. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. Now at the end of 7 innings of play, 6-5 Yanks on the New York Yankees radio. Some inning as Corey Wade came back from 3-0 down. Kendrick fouled off, 3 or 4 pitches on 3-2, and he finally got him on a breaking ball down the way. Very good breaking ball. And the reason is it went down and away. New pitcher, left-hander Scott Downs, who's been fabulous for the Angels, comes in. Isringhausen an inning. No runs, no hits, 1 strikeout, no walks. The Yankees take a 6-5 lead. here into the 8th, and will send up A-Rod, Cano, and Teixeira. And the left-hander Downs. Neal swung on and hit in the air to right field, but not deep enough. Trumbo comes in to make the catch. Good swing, but it probably went off the end of the bat, and Trumbo made an easy play, one away.
The in-game box score sponsored by McGladrey, the official accounting firm of the New York Yankees radio network. McGladrey, assurance, tax, consulting. For the Yankees, 6 runs on 7 hits, no errors. They've left 2 on base. For the Angels, 5 runs on 10 hits, no errors. They have left 7 on base.
You know, when you have a team like the Yankees who have a lot of left-hand hitting, and should, if you have a left-hander in your bullpen, you're going to use him a lot against the Yanks. Well, Downs with Toronto and now with LA, boy, has he pitched a lot against the Yankees, and he's done very well. Here's Cano, and the breaking ball hit on the ground to first. Pujols flips to Downs, 2-away on 3 pitches. Tonight's Power Report is sponsored by Indian Point Energy Center, the region's most reliable source of electric power, and this report is right up to the minute. 3 teams fighting for the major league lead in home runs around the American League, and the Yankees have caught Texas. They both have 76 homers, and Baltimore has 75 homers. The Yanks have hit 2 tonight by Grandison and Cano. Grandison's 16th and Cano's 8th. Here's Teixeira with 2 outs. And the pitch is a strike. That's a Power Report for tonight, sponsored by Indian Point Energy Center. Now the 0-1 is a breaking ball low, 1-1. Yankees have a 6-5 lead here in the top of the 8th. 2 outs and no one on. Teixeira takes a fastball strike on the inside. That was 89. Why is Downs so good? He's able to put the ball where he wants. He keeps the ball down, and that time he kept it in on the hands. That'll be a 1-2. And the breaking ball's low. I ran into David Wells tonight, Susan, outside the Yankee dugout. And by the way, it never was that slim as a pitcher.
Never.
And I said to him, you probably can't pitch now because you're so slim. But that was a guy who could put the ball where he wanted to.
We'll be seeing him again in Detroit, TBS, our favorite Sunday broadcast station, because it's in the afternoon. He'll be there.
There'll be a 2-2. Swung on and grounded back to Downs. Fumbled it, picks it up, throws to first, and ends the inning. So the Yankees down 1-2-3. And now at the end of 7.5 innings of play, 6-5 Yanks on the New York Yankees. WED stays out. He'll pitch the 8th, and obviously they still have the lead. Soriano pitches the 9th. The bottom third is up. Ibar, Borges, and Wilson. They've used Hunter as a pinch runner. He's the DH. Running for Morales. Pitch is grounded to first. Teixeira makes the stop. Goes to the bag. 1 pitch, 1 out. And truthfully, on the bench, they don't have much. They have a youngster we've never seen, Cole Calhoun, a left-hand hitter. And they have the switch-hitting mid-infielder, Meiser Izturis. I think that's Izturis coming out. Now here's Peter Borges with 1 out and no one on.
And there's Izturis right now on deck.
Borges is 1 for 3. He's a right-hand hitter. A-Rod in at third, and the pitch is a strike. In fact, that's how Borges got his hit. A-Rod in at third, and he hit the ball past him between third and short. Now the right-hander Wade deals, and there is a strike at the knees in the count 0-2.
Well, Soriano is up, starting to throw.
And Wade will deal 0-2. Missed low outside. Fastball. Just missed. That fastball clocked at 91. That'd be as hard as Corey throws. 6-5 Yankees, bottom of the 8th, with 1 out, no one on. And the pitch, a breaking ball struck him out swinging. That's his best pitch, curveball. So they're a two-way, and that will bring up Izturis hitting for the catcher, Bobby Wilson. Izturis switch hitter batting left. And Wade deals just off the outside corner, 1-0. Now Wade deals, and the breaking ball is low, and the count 2-0. Mike Trout is on deck. Izturis, a switch hitter batting left, hitting with 2 outs and no one on, bottom of the 8th. And the Yanks have a 6-5 lead. Pitch there's a strike right down the pipe in the count 2-1. Now the 2-1, again, right through there for a strike. Izturis, and don't blame him, is just trying to get on. So he was ahead 2-0 and took a couple of pitches, 4 strikes. Now here is the 2-2. Swung on, a pop foul, third base out of play.
Well, Ernesto Frieri, the Yankees saw yesterday, and Garrett Richards, who was just brought up when Weaver went on the DL.
Here's the 2-2. Struck him out swinging. Well, what a job by Wade. He faced 4 men, retired 4 men, and struck out 3. Now the Angels go down 1-2-3, and now at the end of 8. 6-5 Yanks. On the New York Yankees radio network driven by Jeep.
Today for the new beefy nacho burrito. Crunchy chips, real seasoned beef, warm nacho cheese.
For the Angels here in the top of the 9th. The pitcher is 23-year-old Garrett Richards, who was just brought up. He's a starter. He was just brought up when Jeff Weaver went on the DL last year. To see what he did last year. Last year he was at Arkansas, and that's Double-A. And he was 12-2 in Arkansas. They have a lot of high hopes for him. He had 40 walks and 103 strikeouts in Double-A. And the new catcher is John Hester.
As Izturis hit for Wilson. You know, Mike Scioscia, like all good managers, manages for the season. He would love to have kept Downs in, but he just can't overwork his bullpen. The Yanks have lefty hitters coming up. So he goes to Richards, who is from near L.A., Riverside, California.
You know, and he didn't have a great record at AAA, 5-2 ERA of 4, but he was dominant in Double-A last year. Sometimes when they move up from Double-A to AAA can be very difficult for a pitcher. It takes a while.
Now here's Ibanez, who is 2-for-3, and the pitch high. In the 6th inning, he tripled and scored on a sac fly, and that is the difference in the game. It's 6-5 Yanks. We're in the 9th. The right-hander Richards deals. There's a strike, and the count 1-1 on the board. That was 95.
throws hard.
Big fella, 6'3", 215. And we'll deal 1-1 to Ibanez. Swings, lifts a fly ball to left, not deep. Trout is in to make the catch. One away. Tomorrow, thank goodness, is a day off. And we will be back with you for the next Yankee game on Friday night from Comerica in Detroit. That's the next Yankees game. And I think that is June 1st. And we'll be on the air at 6:30 with the pregame, 7:05 play-by-play. Sponsored by London Jewelers on Long Island, serving you and your family since 1926. Here's Nick Swisher, who has singled, struck out, and hit that sac fly, big sac fly, to give the Yankees the lead. And the fastball is high, 1-0.
And the way he did that, very impressive. Waited and just met the ball to get it in the air.
Pitch caught on and missed. And the count 1-1.
And that was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball by Richards. Richards just turned 24 a couple of days ago.
And deals 1-1. Swung on and hit in the air to center field. On the run is Borges to make the catch. Borges racing in a little bit toward left center. Bent down and caught it, I guess, about shin high, maybe ankle high. And so there are two away, and that will bring up Eric Chavez.
And let me just suggest to you that I'm not quite sure how many center fielders would have gotten to that ball. Most let it bounce in front of them.
He's quick. He's
Wow.
really quick. Chavez 0 for 3 on the night and fouls the first pitch back, strike one. Angels have the top of the order up in the bottom of the ninth, and we will see Soriano, I'm sure. And if the Yankees hold them scoreless, they'll fly to Detroit, a game out of first, pitch outside. And the count 1-1.
And in case they tie it up, and then Freddie Garcia is starting to loosen.
1-1 foul, third base side out of play, 1-2.
You know what we've seen, John, with Soriano? He is one cool customer. Done a very good job. Knows what he's doing.
And he is cool, I agree with you. So it'll be a 1-2 to Chavez. 2 outs, no one on, top of the ninth. 6-5 Yanks.
Well, I guess Freddie was just taking a few to the mitt here because day off tomorrow. As he's putting his jacket back on.
Now the 1-2 high. Well, one thing, Susan, you're right in one way. If it's tied up and you go to the 10th, it could be Garcia, and you tell him he's going to pitch a few innings. The Yankees hope that doesn't eventuate.
No.
There's the pitch. Swung on, fouled, third base out of play. So the count holds 2-2.
Or happen either.
Well, the first guy that Soriano faces is that ever big, Mike Trout. Keep him off the base paths. And there's the 2-2, low 3-2. Then Callaspo, and then Albert Pujols. Here's Richards' payoff pitch, grounded foul.
The American League East, I was just looking to see where everybody was. Everyone in the American League East is over 500. And there are 2 games in the loss column between the first place and the last place teams. I think that's bunched up. Baltimore and Tampa, 22 losses.
The pitch is grounded weakly to second. And the little flip to first by Kendrick is in time to end the inning.
And Toronto and Boston, 24 losses.
Pretty tight, yes. 1, 2, 3 go the Yanks. Now the end of 8.5. 6-5 Yankees on the New York Yankees radio network. Now 10 seconds, station ID on the New York Yankees radio. Now Soriano bends into the stretch and deals low ball 4. So Callaspo is on. First walk by Soriano, the 4th by Yankee pitching. Now Steve Donahue and Joe Girardi trot out. I think they're looking at Martin, not at Soriano. And the ball, I see what happened. The pitch was low, and the ball bounced up and hit him right in the throat. Oh. Now Martin is a tough cookie. He shakes it off. And Girardi and Donahue go back to the dugout. Now here's Albert Pujols. Blas Diaz asking Martin, you okay? And you see Martin shaking his head, yeah, I'm okay. Well, Callaspo at first is the tying run, and dare I say it, Pujols is the winning run. Yanks have a 6-5 lead. They're in the bottom of the 9th with 1 out. Pujols is 1 for 3 with a walk. Soriano deals. There's a strike, a fastball in the inside corner, and the count 0-1. That clocked at 93. Now, one thing, if you get Pujols to the ground ball, you can turn 2 and win this game. Pujols has grounded into 1 double play tonight. It'll be an 0-1 for Soriano. Checks at first base. Grandison plays about 7-8 steps over in left center for Pujols. Pitch. Miss low outside. The count 1-1. A right-hand hitter, Torrey Hunter, is on deck. In fact, the next 3 hitters are all right-handed. Hunter, Trumbo, and Kendrick. Yankees have a 6-5 lead. We're in the bottom of the 9th. 1 on, 1 out. And it'll be a 1-1 to Pujols. Now, Soriano is set. And the 1-1. Hit on the ground, double play ball to Jeter. He dives. He has no play. The ball was a little further away from him than I thought. Jeter dove, but he couldn't get rid of the ball. So it's an infield single. Callaspo to second. And now the Angels have the tying runs at first and second, 1 out. If the ground ball is hit at Jeter, it's a double play and the game is over. It's a little bit towards center field, a little bit to the glove side. Jeter had a dive to get it, and the ball came out of his glove. So, you get a Pujols to get a ground ball. That's just bad luck that it didn't go nearer to Jeter. Because if he's able to get it without diving, he starts a double play. Pujols doesn't run well at all. Here's Torrey Hunter. Hunter went in to run for Morales. He has not had an at-bat tonight. Callaspo is very speedy. He's at second. Pujols at first. Soriano is set, and the pitch is foul. First base out of play. And Mark Trumbo is on deck. The 40,000 people here are on their feet. Wow, this series has been great for the Angels. They have drawn 44, 42, and 40. That'll be an 0-1 to Hunter. Swung on and grounded to third. A-Rod tags the runner and didn't have a play. Callaspo stopped. Good for him. A smart play by Alberto Callaspo. He didn't run into the out. So A-Rod had to chase him. And obviously that ended all hopes of a double play. So first and second, 2 out. And here is the slugging outfielder, third baseman, first baseman, Mark Trumbo. Hunter reaches on the fielder's choice. Callaspo is out. That helps the Yankees. Pujols at second. Does not run great. Torrey Hunter at first, 2 outs, and here's Mark Trumbo. Trumbo 3 for 3 with a sac fly. The pitch is low outside, and the count 1-0. Well, it's come down to this. Yanks have a 6-5 lead, bottom of the ninth. The Angels threatening with Pujols at second and Hunter at first, 2 out, and Mark Trumbo the hitter. And the pitch is low. Had the plate, but low, and the count 2-0. Well, you know this. You just can't throw the ball over the plate, because Trumbo will hit it out. And the next hitter is an awfully good line drive hitter, Howie Kendrick. So Soriano's in a very tough spot. You got to make great pitches. Behind 2-0 to Trumbo. The pitch caught on and missed on a breaking ball. The count 2-1. The Yankees virtually play straight away. Granderson might be 3 steps over in left center. Swisher is playing straight away right. Trumbo's home run went to right tonight. And he's deep. And of all the outfielders, the guy who's playing the shallowest is the left fielder, and that's Dwayne Wise. Martin went out for a little chat with Soriano. And the Yankees clinging to a 6-5 lead. And the Angels have the tying run at second, the winning run at first with 2 out. And it'll be a 2-1 to the young slugger, Mark Trumbo. Soriano is set, and he deals. It's outside 3-1. Pujols, the runner at second, and Torrey Hunter, the runner at first. Everyone's standing in this ballpark, and well they might. What game, and what a finish. The Yanks with a 6-5 lead, 2 on, 2 out. The 3-1 Angels. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pop foul. First base out of home plate, out of play, and the count 3-2. Now this gives a great edge to the Angels. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. They'll be running. That's simple. So any hit that reaches the outfield will score the tying run, and something down the line or in the gap will score the winning run. It'll be a 3-2. It's come down to 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. 6-5 Yankees, bottom of the ninth. Pitch is grounded foul. I think he swung at ball 4. The pitch was down and away. I think Trumbo swung at ball 4. In fact, I look at the replay. He definitely swung at ball 4. That ball couldn't have been 4 or 6 inches up from home plate. It was that low. That was at the ankles. Well, we'll do it again. Pujols off second, Hunter off first with 2 out. It'll be a 3-2 from Soriano. The pitch swung on and hit in the air to left field. There is Wise. Wise makes the catch. Ball game over. Well, it doesn't happen very often. But the Yankees won a thrilla-dilla here in Anaheim at Angels Stadium. The Yankees, as they used to say in the fight ring, emerged triumphant. They win it 6-5, and the Yankees now will fly to Detroit and fly only 1 game out of first place. Think of all the problems the Yankees have had, and here they are at the beginning of June, just 1 game out of first. So we'll hold it here for Susan, and Susan will get her star momentarily as the Yankees hang on to win 6-5. Soriano's tough. He got the last 2 outs with 2 on. Hey, Susan. What a game, huh? The first and third games of these series, what great baseball games. Well, tonight the Yankees hit 2 home runs to bring their season total to 76. They're tied with Texas for the Major League lead. For every home run the Yankees hit this year, your local Hyundai dealers. In a moment after this 6-5 Yankees win here on the New York Yankees Radio Network at Angels Stadium. I hope your heart is beating okay. boy, these games here are something. Well, the Yankees do win it 6-5, 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors, they left 2. And for the Angels, 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors, they left 9. Nova, the winner, he's 6-2. And Rafael Soriano picked up his 6th save. And Takahashi is the loser. He came in and gave up the run on the Ibanez triple and the Swisher sack fly. So Hisanori Takahashi is now 0-2. With a victory, the Yankees go to 27-23, and they are one back on the loss side of both Baltimore and Tampa. And the Angels are back even at 26-26. The attendance, 40,111. The Angels and Yankees here at Angels Stadium drew in excess of 126,000 for the 3 games. The time of the game, 3 hours and 6 minutes. And once again, the final score, the Yankees 6 and the Angels 5.